You want dignity? Shut your channel down.
You're anti-trans.
Right, I don't have crazy long because I feel bad that I'm holding Charlie's mouse hostage, but I want to, every now and then I try and get through one of these this creator's videos. Reggie Empire. This is Sarah McBride and why trans politicians suck. Generally, I get a few minutes in and I'm like, fuck this. But hey, let's see. We'll go, why do trans politicians suck? I have skimmed this and I didn't see Sophie Molly anywhere, which is a shame because she's a trans politician and she fucking sucks. But hey, let's be optimistic.
One of the historic bright spots out of Tuesday's election is the fact for the first time in
Oh yeah, by the way, we're back to being a toilet channel.
America's history, someone who's openly transgender will be a member of Congress, and young to boot. This is on the heels of the Republican Party leaning into the demonization of trans folks and spending hundreds of millions of dollars on anti-transgender.
This guy is soy as fuck. And by the way, anyone can say this. So many people say the same shit. It's probably the same on the right. I guess propaganda works the way it works, but like this person could be anyone.
Adds this election cycle.
After decades of struggle, after thousands of us around the world begged to be heard, after our rights were ignored and rolled back as we struggled to fight for a place in the world,
A place in the world, f off. You don't want to be part of society, that's half the problem. Sorry, I'm jumping in too much.
finally have the first transgender woman in the United States Congress.
Like, listen, I don't know how genuine this, oh my god, finally a trans politician thing is, but you know people are thinking that. And that's why they're getting, like, disappointed when she doesn't do the performative TRA bullshit thing in response to being told what bathroom she can use. Because guess what? Peeing in a different room to the one you're used to isn't the end of the world. It's not really oppression.
The thing is, she's shit.
I will not use multi-stall women's restrooms in the Capitol.
Why is that shit? There's nothing wrong with that. She's being honest. She's respecting the women there who have a problem with something. My guess is the word entitlement is going to be coming back quite a lot in my analysis. Also, what is that hair? You look like Frida Wallace, but skinny.
But again, that is my choice here.
Now I sympathize with the Americans on this
Yeah, it's her choice. Like, what's your problem straight away?
one. The first openly transgender MP in the UK was shit too. In fact, he was worse
By the way, her camera quality is worse than fucking mine. That takes doing. That takes dedication.
than shit. He was a Tory. But I haven't just come here to smear the first trans members of the major legislative bodies on both sides of the Atlantic without evidence. I have reasons for saying that Representative...
Let me guess, Zionist, won't stick up for trans people because of the bathroom thing, liberal, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, let's see.
elect Sarah McBride and Jamie Wallace MP, well, former MP, suck. And it's not because, as certain Republican Congress people might have you believe, because they're transgender.
Yeah, Rob, you don't understand. I'm trans. Therefore, I'm just trying to live my life in the toilet.
I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no.
Hi, I'm Officer Tammy Cox, a proud member of the Bathroom Police.
In actuality, the fact that they're transgender
Probably wouldn't know to choose the wrong one. Well, they all know who she is and stuff. I don't care about the camera thing. Well, hers is worse than mine, so I don't know. I'm just trying to flex on someone. Pink triangle. Oh. Wait, as in like what they put on the... in Nazi Germany? This is like oppression, like fetishism, if so. No?
is the one thing separating them from the rest of the corporate stooges and
See how this person who couldn't give a shit about women cannot fathom for a moment why Sarah McBride does. Yep. Can't fathom a different opinion to her own. Typically, symptom of being in a thought cult. You're in a thought cult.
their respective parties. Their transgender nature might suggest that these two politicians are progressives. But the first
That's transphobic. Why would you assume that?
openly trans British MP, Jamie Wallace, was one of the Boris Johnson-era Conservative intake from 2019, one with a boatload of scandals and sleaze, a horrible voting record, and someone who was happy to be an MP for a party that over and over again bragged about clamping
Is that what that is? Why am I dressed like a girl? I'm not dressed like a girl. These are male clothes. They want a male person, therefore they're male clothes. I hope you're good, laser possum. Yep, like nasty. Jesus Christ. That's like, I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe how gross I think that is. Oh, thank you, Lily.
Down on trans rights, and then did clap down on trans rights, only speaking out.
The thing is, I feel like I need to speak out against what most trans people are saying, because what most trans people are saying is insane. And a lot of these people, I don't know about this one particularly, a lot of these people that get sucked into these thought cults, they're actually better than this, you know? They're better than the kind of bullshit that this person is saying, you know? Pink triangle represents AIDS crisis. Okay, maybe. Maybe it's not like fetishizing like oppression. I'm not sure.
When it came out, trans people would be excluded from any conversion therapy ban in Parliament. And if he hadn't been
Yeah, she doesn't understand that either.
forcibly outed by blackmailers, which is how we found out we had a trans MP, I doubt he would even have gone that far. And the first openly trans member of the United States Congress, Sarah McBride, well, despite having spent her early career vocally opposing trans bathroom bills, she's now rolling over on a bathroom bill in the Capitol itself.
What, people can't change their minds? Also, it is oppression fetishizing. Okay, good to know.
Happy to be an MP for a party that only speaking out when it came out trans people would be excluded from any conversion, which is how we found out we were the bathroom. But all staff and all visits.
Yeah, the conversion therapy thing. Where does what conversion therapy even happens? No one ever answers that for me.
This is not just a personal attack, though it is a personal attack on her, but it's also an attack on the entire trans community. And
is it? Have you tried not taking this kind of shit personally? It's a very, very toxic trait.
She's already made it clear before she's even taken office that she'll just go along with whatever the Republicans want her to do. No matter
what do you expect? What's she gonna do? Rebel? Get kicked out of her position that she just fucking fought to get? This fucking retard has absolutely no idea what she's talking about.
No matter how humiliating, and no matter how many other trans people might suffer for her spinelessness.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you might have to go to a different bathroom. Why don't we get some stats on like how often fucking men rape each other in the fucking bathroom? That would help.
At the first hurdle, she crumbled. Or I suppose she should be falling in that metaphor. However the metaphor should go.
No, she just didn't do what you wanted her to do.
Trans people as a whole will ultimately bear the brunt of the results of her cowardice.
How so?
I'd like people to see...
She just says things. Are you seeing why I can't get through any of her videos? He came out to try and get sympathy when he got caught drink driving. I've heard about that. They did a triangle for AIDS for a little bit. Listen, because I think it's really disgusting to have that kind of thing on your wall when you're a white British transsexual who probably has never known fucking oppression. Yeah, it's because it's reappropriated. It still feels like fetishizing oppression, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, I mean, what the fuck does this white British transsexual, not the person on screen, the one that made the video, what does she have in common with, like, people that were killed in the Holocaust? Do you know what I mean?
My competence in governing contrasts with their chaos.
Do you follow this rule? Do you adhere to it?
I have already said that
what choice does she have?
I will not use multi-stall women's restrooms in the Capitol.
So let's get into all that and explain why the first major trans politicians in both the UK and the US suck absolute ass.
Yeah, see, it's always about negativity as well. I realize I can't talk when, to be honest, I care about like the rhetoric people say. I care about the words people use. And yeah, often it's negative. But I'm not going out there to be like, this person sucks and here's why. It's like, I discover as I watch.
And why that's the case. Especially when we only get a chance to represent us as a community are so disappointing, so conservative, and so unrepresentative.
Yeah, do what I want or you're bad. Amazing. Never seen a fucking taking down all your Anne Frank posts.
YouTube show. And in my position as science
Fringe is hideous, by the way. You look like Frida Wallace.
Culture correspondent for the pre-Columbian newspaper The Daily Telegraph, I'm here to give you the lowdown on who the groundbreaking trans
and you sound like Michael McIntyre.
Politicians on both sides of the pond are, the ways in which they make you want to throw up blood, and why our representatives disappointing us has been a constant for those of us desperate for people to fight for our dignity and rights since the Daily Telegraph was written on vellum. Back then...
You want dignity? Shut your channel down. And disavow every single thing you've said in this whole time you've been doing this shit. Triangle was upside down when the Nazis used it. Maybe that's the difference. Hey, maybe, I don't know. It's still weird either way. Like, transsexuals, were they even targeted in the Holocaust? Oh shit, I can't say that. That's Holocaust revisionism or Holocaust denial or something. Oh no.
Dan here had to illustrate all the marginalia, and let me tell you, there are only so many times you can watch this husk of a man draw the most horny cockatoos you've ever seen, next to articles about the Black Death, before you start...
the other thing. She tries to talk about, like, serious topics, but in a funny way. And yeah, I get it. Like, humor is subjective and stuff, but it's so off. Like, it's weird. It's just weird. Let's try and get some points, because I don't want to just watch nothing and be like, this person's annoying, you know? That isn't much of a point of anything.
Pretty typical example of an establishment Democrat. She worked as a campaign staffer for Beau Biden, for Christ's sake. That Beau
Why is that bad?
Biden. And Delaware Governor Jack Markle in 2010 and 2008, respectively. And this wasn't
Why is that bad?
just a passing job, either. She is a friend of the Biden family. After she came out as transgender,
Why is that bad?
Beau Biden called her personally, telling her, "Sarah, I just wanted you to know, I'm so proud of you. I love you. And you're still a part of the Biden family." Joe
Why is that bad?
Biden himself made statements saying that he was happy for her and proud of her, which is nice saying this. In fact, Joe Biden even wrote the foreword to this book. Sarah McBride's memoir, Tomorrow Will Be Different, Love, Loss, and the Fight for Trans Equality, published in 2018, detailing her...
I'm just trying to get to the bit where she explains why any of this is bad. A career politician, yeah, that's usually what gets into fucking Congress. They're just gonna find some fucking idiot on YouTube and they're like them? No, I don't think so.
Political career, her LGBT rights activism, and the story of the love of her life, queer activist Andrew Cray, who died from oral cancer 4 days after their wedding. It's hard not to feel for Sarah McBride, even beyond her tragic personal life. Dealing with being a trans person in the public eye, she has done important work. She was the National Press Secretary of the Human Rights Campaign, and worked hard as an elected representative in Delaware to ban discrimination against trans people. And despite her actions in recent weeks, she was active in speaking out against...
Her actions in recent weeks. Oh, it just feels like the most Italian footballer shit ever. Oh, you won't use a women's bathroom? Oh, my leg is snapped.
It's anti-trans bathroom bills in North Carolina back in 2016. From Global News almost a decade ago, a transgender woman posted a photo of herself in a North Carolina bathroom in a powerful statement against a state law.
Yeah, this was cringe. Don't do this.
That limits public activists to see and locally barred from being in. They say I'm confused. They say I'm dangerous.
Yeah, this is cringe. Don't do this. Just don't. Just don't. Pictures in front of the women's room. Just don't. Just don't. You're just outing yourself.
And they say accepting me as the person I fought my life to be seen as reflects the downfall of once...
I am watching someone called Brigitte Empire, and if I end my stream way earlier than I mean to, then it's probably my trauma greater than your trauma. Yep, that's what everyone does, and that's why trans fucking circles are absolutely abhorrent places for people with mental health issues or trauma. I should know. I should know. I've gone through lots of shit in my life. I try and talk about it and how it might have affected me and got me to the place where I am today in some ways. It doesn't matter because other people experience stuff too. So it's like, okay, great. I'll go fuck myself then, I guess.
Great nation.
This is what I mean by a lot of these people have no empathy.
I'm just a person. We only need it, especially from one of the few trans people with the power to change laws to make the world a safer place for her and people like her.
Very filtered. Yeah, she's trans, obviously.
But now, when she has much more power than she did back then, having gone from state to national politics, becoming the first openly transgender person to be elected into the United States Congress, this same issue was raised, targeted in her direction specifically, targeting her by name. And instead of fighting, instead of standing her ground and ensuring the Capitol will be a place free from active discrimination against its trans staff, visitors...
Active discrimination, just use a different toilet. You're talking about which room with toilets in it you can piss in. You're really not that oppressed. Like, fucking hell. I don't know why these, like, white transsexuals from rich countries have to work overtime to pretend that they're oppressed.
And politicians, she rolled over and showed...
Rolled over. It's a very different world today than in whenever it was that the North Carolina shit was. That was ages ago. We're in a different world. Times are changing. Things are swinging back against us. Women aren't taking it anymore. But none of that matters, I guess, because this person can't even fathom the fucking women's rights side of the argument. When was the last time I heard a trans person acknowledge that on one side it's a women's rights issue, not a trans rights issue, and that it's not about pro-trans or anti-trans? It's very different to that. But none of them will. None of them understand this. It's bizarre. Like, we can keep lying to each other till the end of time, or we can start getting real. There's two options here. And one of them is going down with a sinking ship, basically. And Sarah McBride trying to fight this bathroom thing, it wouldn't have been in her best interest. And the first trans woman in Congress may not have been the first trans woman in Congress for like any time. Because she won't get along with other people and fit in with society when she's the one bucking the norms.
Her yellow belly. House Speaker Mike
Covered her yellow belly. What a disgusting freak I am watching. I don't even care. I don't care that I am insulting this person. This is disgusting.
Johnson declared Wednesday that lawmakers and staff will have to use the restroom.
Yeah, women deserve women's only spaces. Like, if that's transphobic, then sure. Failing to see how much Sarah has actually done by people like this is a huge favor, as it reminded people that not all trans people are radical activists. Yep. Well, as soon as they do the slightest thing these people don't like, they bite the hand that feeds. It's a bit like how a bunch of my trans friends, as soon as they start expressing an opinion they don't like, suddenly it's like all holds barred, whatever. No holds barred now. Call me every name under the sun. Because these people's support hinges on like the tiniest of things. It's called entitlement. It's because you think that these people should echo your fucking shit. And then you get disappointed when they don't. If you get real, you'll stop being disappointed. Because you'll realize that this is an insane way of looking at things. And you're talking about politics. You're talking like you know anything about this whole thing. It's...
corresponding with their biological sex. A statement directed at all single individuals. And we're going to do that introduced Monday by GA said the bill was here to fight for Delawareans has given up and gone into the police car at Stonewall rather than fight back.
And those are issues.
Stonewall, yeah, we're totally living in the same fucking days as fucking Stonewall. What about the situation with coloured bathrooms? Isn't it kind of the same as the trans issue in terms of society accepting one and not the other? Well, the thing is, there's really no reason to segregate bathrooms by colour. And they were already segregated by sex as well, weren't they? So it was like black women and brown, I'm not sure. But the thing is, if someone's a male, why should they be in the female bathroom, the women's bathroom? White women, coloured men, white men, coloured, white women, coloured women. So they're done by sex as well. Well, surely that answers your question then. They're delineated by sex. There's really no reason to split them by colour. Because, I don't know, black people are just people with slightly different colour skin. I don't know. Who fucking cares? But like, I mean, they're still segregated by sex. So it's like, when they desegregated it, it's still women with women and men with men. So, I don't know. Anyway.
Where you can find common ground with Republicans. And I look forward to building relationships and building trust and respect with.
Because here's the thing. Whatever Sarah McBride's like ideals and stuff are, she's in a room with a fucking huge amount of other people with all kinds of different ideals. With like politics, you have to compromise. Someone like fucking AOC would know this. Someone like Bernie Sanders would know this. Even like fucking Jeremy Corbyn, who I'm 90% sure Brigitte Empire cranks one out to every fucking night. But she doesn't understand this. She's just fucking spoiled. Oh, hi, Monje Kaido Gabrielle. I hope you're well. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Is that like Monya? I'm not sure. There's a black person that's a racist trope that black women are masculine, not the same as white women. PRAs try to use that argument. It's quite racist. Oof.
With colleagues on the other side of the aisle, but we can't give up on our capacity to find durable bipartisan solutions for this country.
In 2016.
What's wrong with that? That's reasonable to me. I don't know. I don't know much about Sarah McBride, but like the stuff she says is generally fine. I don't know.
Michelle Obama, wife of two-term United States President Barack Obama, coined a phrase that has done irreparable damage to the attitudes of Democrats to the increasingly rabid and cruel attacks on minorities put forward by the Republican Party. At the Democratic National Convention, she told the assembled crowd, which had gathered to support Hillary Clinton's campaign for president, how to handle bullies like Donald Trump and the post-Obama Republican Party.
That when someone is cruel or acts like a bully, you don't stoop to their level. No, our...
What's wrong with that? Why would you want to just be the same as the bigots, but against them? Why would you want your behavior to stoop to that of a bigot's level? Which is what these people do.
Motto is, when they go low, we go high.
When they go low, we go high. This is a recipe for letting the most repugnant clowns in the Republican Party walk all over you.
How so?
And you don't want them to do that, because clown shoes are massive. By rolling over for the Republicans here, you don't come out looking like the bigger person. You come out looking like someone who stands for nothing.
Stands for nothing? Oh, this person is so clueless. I don't know how much longer I can watch this. I'm begging activists to stop with this comparison. Yep, I really hope that I don't use that comparison myself, but then I'm not trying to push the idea that I'm oppressed, because I'm not oppressed. So that's probably why I don't do it.
It's not just Sarah McBride that will be affected by a bathroom ban in the Capitol, though she is certainly the person the Republicans are targeting with this measure. But this
Gender and sex are social constructs. How is sex a social construct? Like, yeah, the words probably are socially constructed, but they describe things that are, you know, very much there. I didn't socially, like, be a male. If I could socially construct my sex, I'd make it female, because that's what I prefer I was, you know? The only way one can make a comparison with black people would be saying people like Rachel Dolezal should be considered black because she says she is. Yeah, I get you.
visitors, staff members all over the building, and future generations of trans legislators and staff who Sarah McBride presumably is hoping she paves the way for will suffer because Sarah McBride took Michelle.
Again, suffer for using a different fucking... I learned it in Vorsh chat. Okay, that'll help. Vorsh is a fucking retard, and so is his chat. But let's see. Because it's all about XXXY chromosomes. Some people have XXY, XYY. Yeah, but they're still males or females, though. They still have one set of gametes. Or one set of gamete producers or the other. They might not work, but they still have what should have been one. Because the thing with those, like, DSDs, which is what people call intersex, the thing is, most of them are just genetic mistakes. They're just things that randomly happen. Like, it's not meant to be that way. So the only way we differentiate is by looks anyways. That isn't even true. I mean, if you fuck someone, it's pretty... I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's true at all. I think you should... I don't think you should be getting things from Vorsh's chat personally, but hey, that's just me.
Michelle Obama's words to heart. Don't stand up for yourself. Don't stand up for your community.
That's not what she said. She didn't say don't stand up for yourself. She said don't be a fucking cunt like the other person is being. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're a skeptic and a truther. A truther for what? What are you a truther for? I mean, I'm a truther too, because I think that sex is real.
Every rule must be followed, no matter how cruel, no matter how much it's designed to hurt you or your community.
This is retarded. This is actually stupid. This is making me more angry than the other video was. Can you see now what I mean? That I struggle getting through these person's videos. But at the same time, this is what people are putting shit out for, you know? People are lying to the trans community. Like this. Exactly like this. And I'm supposed to be okay with that? I'm fucking not okay with that. That's why I cover this shit, man. Because this is the kind of thing that has infected people for years. This is the kind of attitude that I've been exposed to for years and expected to be okay with. And I think it's shitty as fuck, but I let it exist anyway. And then people still won't let me exist in my own way, you know, talking my truth. So it's like, why the fuck did I allow this shit? Maybe I should just speak out against every instance of it. Because we're lying to each other. And we're trying to push these entitled attitudes. Because this person is a fucking child, so I guess she wants her whole fucking audience to be fucking children too. If Sarah's an Israel supporter, I mean, like, Christ. Jessie Gender here on YouTube attempted to also say the same thing. Jessie Gender's a fucking idiot too. But got met with so much backlash when she gave mild criticism about Sarah McBride's approach. Was it mild criticism? I think I've watched it. I'm pretty sure that's not fucking true. God, these people are fucking sick. I will not last much longer.
When they go low, we go high. Except, fuck that.
They banned you since you're not a communist. Yep. They would have also banned you if you said sex is real. And the thing that they're saying sex is just bullshit. It's not socially constructed.
This is not what people voted in Sarah McBride to do.
How many trans people voted for Sarah McBride? Like, were they voting to put a trans person in the fucking Capitol toilet or in the Capitol to do their job?
She was actively and publicly against bathroom bans prior to taking office. Now she doesn't.
Yeah, wasn't it like 2016 or something? When was that thing from? That's a long time ago. People changed their mind. Hey, Brigitte Empire, have you ever changed your mind about anything? What did you think about this whole issue in 2016 or 2020? Maybe you haven't changed your mind. Maybe you think that it's consistent to just believe the same bullshit the rest of your life. No, that's called not growing. That's called Peter Pan syndrome.
Doesn't want to stir the pot. She'll sit back and let Republicans use her presence as an excuse to attack the trans community, thinking she's giving off dignity and courage by just taking it.
Attack the trans community. Fuck. I'm struggling so much. They didn't vote for McBride to be a TRA. They voted her in to do a job. Yes, exactly. And it's that exact job that people like this don't want her to do. Because people like this are like anti-liberal, anti-capitalist, anti-freedom, anti-America, anti-everything that people want.
Instead, she's leaving the rest of us to rot because she doesn't want to.
Leaving you to rot. Why don't you fucking deal with your own problems? You're not even in fucking America. How are you being left to rot, yet you say us? Like, what?
Cause trouble for the Democrats by her existence being awkward. Fuck that. This is a measure that needs to be fought. You don't get dignity by letting people walk all over you.
Is this dignified?
As a trans person, hell, as a person, you have to fight for your dignity.
Maybe her dignity doesn't hinge on which bathroom she uses. Have you ever thought about that? I'm sorry if your dignity is very fragile. I have no dignity. I've never really been afforded any, very rarely in my life. So I just don't give a fuck anymore. But like, fuck me. This is not dignified. The fucking Harry Potter boycott, watching people older than me, like 10, 20 years older than me, running around on Facebook, spoiling the end of the fucking Hogwarts Legacy game because the boycott didn't work. Is that dignified? Is that dignified? What did you think of the fucking boycott? You're probably down with it.
And for that of your community, and for those that will come after you. And it goes beyond even this awful saga.
Hormone levels are like pretty much regulated by your genetic sex, aren't they? Like, they determine what happens, you know? They determine how you develop and change. So yeah, if it's a chicken and egg situation, you start with the genetics and the hormones come from there, surely. Trans activism's online presence is making people extremely stupid. Yep. They say they're on the wrong side of history, but they're on the wrong side of reality. Yep, it is what it is. I'm just Stephen Manning the opposite argument. Okay, fair enough. Listen, we got a devil's advocate. Don't worry. There's no soys in our midst. Actually, soys are welcome. They just need to not be cunts, and some of them can't manage that.
Because apparently, Sarah McBride personally had a hand in the Kamala Harris campaign's silence on trans issues during the campaign, which made trans...
Yeah, because it's going badly for us, and there seems to be nothing we can say. So it's almost like, let's just say nothing, because we don't want to completely wash our hands of these people, but at the same time, supporting them is difficult right now, because they want trans kids. They want men to win medals off of women, and shit like that.
People feel like Democrats were throwing us under the bus. And also, because Republicans wouldn't shut the fuck up about us for even 2 seconds, let the Trump campaign's intense smears against us set the narrative. They had no counter to the awful transphobic messaging, because they didn't want to talk about it. McBride...
Yeah, because they literally have no counter to it, because there is no counter to it.
...had a hand in that. And now she's an off...
What's the counter? Fucking... Why doesn't she ever say anything of substance? Brigitte Empire, how the fuck did you manage to convince anyone to subscribe to you? You say nothing. This is the worst video I've seen in like quite some time. Probably since the last time I tried to watch one of your shitty videos. Like, oh my god. And this is what I mean, like tongue-in-cheek video essays. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird listening to people talk about these incredibly like serious issues that are supposedly about life and death for some people in like a jokey manner. It's strange. It just makes me feel ill at ease. Hannah's 3 years old, and the first one was a Graham Linehan video. Amazing. Wow, you don't like Graham Linehan? You don't like Graham Linehan? Oh my god.
Office, she lacks even the political will to keep herself from using the men's bathroom. From being forced to use the wrong bathroom. I mean, I don't expect Democrats to have principles at this point. I mean, it'd be nice, but come on. I expect them to be at least self-interested. Having no spine in a fight targeted at you.
Having no spine?
You, specifically, you as a person, is a new...
Yeah, maybe she's not a fucking narcissist. Maybe she has bigger things to worry about, such as having a hand in running the country and steering it in the right direction. To worry about where to piss. Where should she piss? I don't know, in a toilet.
New level of uselessness, even for the Democrats. And this comes at a time of increased...
Listen. Is this what it sounds like when I talk about American politics? I really hope not. I really hope not. This is what some Americans sound like trying to talk about my country, for sure. There's so many Americans that I've listened to try and talk about my country where it's like, just stop talking. You're not from here. You don't know what it's like here. Just stop.
Attacks on trans people throughout the country. A time when trans people desperately need a voice to fight for us. Someone to speak up to the pain the community are feeling and have our voice to be heard. To counter the wave of hate coming from the side that will...
Oh no, Christina, I actually disagree. Max should just listen to me and give me money. I'm joking, you don't have to. It's very, very optional to do so.
Now control all branches of government.
Although you should like the stream and check out my Patreon, not Patreon, I don't have a Patreon. Check out my Streamlabs and my Bandcamp and stuff like that, and my Discord. Here we go.
From ABC News. In Odessa, the passage of a city ordinance amendment in October...
Oh, it's the bounty thing. This isn't a bounty. People can sue. That's not a bounty. That's... Calling it a bounty is emotional language. Is manipulation. That's all it is. It's a bit like when people tell me that I was mutilated, you know? I elected to have a surgical procedure that went fine as far as I can tell. I don't feel like I was mutilated. It's okay to not use the most crazy word you possibly can think of and just call things what they are. And that's something I want both sides to try and understand, to be honest with you.
October declares that any person who uses bathrooms that does dollars. People who violate the rule and refuse to leave a publication of this ordinance. Emergency assistance. For transgender and non-binary Odessa residents who have lived under this rule, there's been serviceable staff member, leave everyone out. Sanchez weeks. Disheartened acceptance that Sanchez's ability to fight for her constituents, for her community, is going to hurt people like Sanchez. People who don't have the opportunity to make their voices heard directly and in the public ear. People that
honestly, I'm just waiting to hear if she says about bounties or not. I couldn't care less at this point. This is dumb. This is like retard level argumentation to the point where maybe it is fully tongue-in-cheek. Maybe this is a TRA parody, which if it is, then I mean, good job, you got me. You're very you're very realistic, you know. I don't know, man. I have to stop soon, I think.
Need people to go low when Republicans go low, not to appease them and go through public ritual humiliation, to show that the rules the US government puts down are sacred and must be obeyed.
What humiliation? Using the men's?
No matter how cruel, no matter how obscene.
Bitch, why don't you go to one of those countries where they kill you for being trans and see how you feel? All this just because of where a trans woman pisses. Yeah. I don't even know. I just want to see if the word bounty comes up.
Even beyond the lack of backbone, the willingness to throw the community under the bus to save the Democratic Party to bother defending trans people, besides the...
He hasn't thrown the community under the bus.
Being close with the Bidens, despite them being, well, the Bidens, and abandoning all principles that they're doing.
Yeah, despite them being the Bidens. Yeah, don't describe anything. Don't say what the issue you have with these fairly uncontroversial people. One of them was a president. If you're a president, you're controversial by fucking default because your society is even more fucking divided and cultish than ours is. Yeah, just say things are bad. It's called manipulation. They don't want to say what actually the problem is because then you can scrutinize it and you can pick apart their arguments. So what's the solution? Don't make any arguments. Just restate the same shit. She hasn't got a backbone. Well, she's got no backbone. Well, despite having no backbone...
Or once you had a taste of power from the looks of things, unless she's going to change tack massively in office, it's abandoning her zeal for trans rights, universal healthcare, and other genuinely progressive issues. Well, Sarah McBride is consistent on one issue. President Biden is right to reinforce a collective commitment to support...
There we go. She's a Zionist. I officially do not care about any of this. This person... I don't even know what her takes are on Israel and Palestine, but I already know they're the fucking worst possible takes. Like, cult level. And by the way, she supports Israel and she didn't fight the bathroom thing. So she's spineless, she's throwing trans communities under the bus. She's not representing her constituents properly. You know what? Like, trans people are way worse to other trans people than fucking cis people are to us, supposedly. Like, fuck this shit. Dalmatians. Surgical hermaphrodism. Oh, is that things like wanting a phallus-preserving vaginoplasty and stuff like that? I've heard a little bit of that kind of thing. Like, I don't know. You don't even get, like, full hermaphrodites in humans. It's not possible. I don't really care about what she says about this Tory MP. I already know what she's going to say. Yeah, I can't watch this anymore. This is the worst video I've seen in quite some time. Brigitte Empire is insane. Support the channel so she can eat. There's about 5 different ways you can give her money. But I'm sure she's not, you know. She's anti-capitalist, don't worry. Oh, there's music. Glinner's song. Huh, this will be hilarious. Oh my god. Folks, I wrote a song about Glinner. It's so funny.
D-I-V-O-R-C-E, find out what it means to me. D-I-V-O-R-C-E, lose your mind, go away free. Graham calls, women cuts, Graham shouts at the UN. Graham...
Who produced this? Oh, everything by Brigitte Empire. Ouch. Ouch.
It's a hateful book, just my cup for Dibbos man. Arrests women every week, gets a visit from police. Stand up with no audience, won't we ever get released? Graham Linehan, honorary lesbian, the golden god who speaks for all women. Who's the lesbian's best friend? That guy who wrote Father Ted.
Oh, hey, Mischief, thank you. She didn't mention Sophie Molly once. Sophie Molly, literally all she talked about was trans shit and Palestine. That was all she had to say. Her whole campaign. There was another trans woman that was, I think she was running for Labour in the Isle of Wight. I listened to her talk a bit. She was talking about, like, real things. You know what I mean? She was talking about actual issues in the community. So it's possible for trans people to be good politicians. But she's not even pointing at the right people. What about all these, like, what's the word? All these, like, performative idiots like fucking Sophie Molly. Why don't they get any fucking mention?
Harasses gay celebrities, gets big mad.
Yeah, it's like listening to someone try and roast, like, fucking Destiny or something. You're divorced, like, wow.
Strawberries, they give interviews on TV.
Oh, hi, Jack Snapdragon Fisticuff. I'm a dude, my dude. I've got a vagina though. Does my music sound like that? No, I can show you what my music sounds like. When you Yeah, I mean, my production isn't perfect. I did all of that shit by myself at home, so it's not going to sound amazing, but... Ooh, no, I don't want to watch the whole thing. Yeah, that's me. I have links to my music. Like, some of it's on Spotify, so you can, like, save it to playlists and shit. Oh, thank you, Meat Vessel. Tralestine.
The lesbian king.
I mean, I've heard worse guitar playing, but it's not in tune, so it doesn't really matter, you know?
It's the guy we made in charge. Why would women be without this man to save their skin? They took everything from
thank you, Kelly. I get compared to them a lot. I used to really love Placebo. I still like their older stuff, but the last few albums, it's been a bit, I don't know. But yeah, I probably sound a lot like him. Anyway, there we go, Brigitte Empire. Do you understand now when I say I struggle getting through any of this stuff? It's not in time, no. I don't know, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I think that's kind of helped me with making music. And it doesn't have to sound like 100% amazing, but it has to like fit together and work. Like, so much music sounds like a million times better if it's just in tune, if it's just in time with itself, you know? Like, that can mean the difference between a really shit sounding track and an okay sounding track that was done on a budget. What's offensive about being best friends with lesbians? A lot of these people are either homophobic, sexist, or both.